Zinazomizanishia kila anaponika disika nipenda niruka niliza nipenda niruka niliza nimepata mume wa mapenzi anaokimbia karibia mbingu zake. Nimepata mume wa mapenzi anaokimbia
You're now listening to this music.
Nimepata mume wa mapenzi anaokimbia yuwafanya kwa utaratibu yoja vyamaliza nguvu sina budi ila kumruhusu anipe sumu anaponibusu
You're now listening to this music.
na anaponipapasa ni dhahiri shahiri nimepata mume wa mapenzi anaokimbia karibia mbingu zake. Nimepata mume wa mapenzi anaokimbia nimepata mume wa mapenzi anaokimbia karibia mbingu zake. Nimepata mume wa mapenzi anaokimbia si ni mara ya kwanza kufanya mapenzi, lakini bila shaka
this show with your host, none other than Joey.
Yeah.
Angel Robinson all the way in Switzerland. Love, respect, and justice for all.
Yes, good afternoon, family. Hope you guys are doing amazing this wonderful Monday. And of course, happy new week. Wishing you a beautiful one ahead. But of course, karibuni sana to yet another beautiful conversation right here on the media of the 21st century. My name is Joby. So those who are here for the first time on all our YouTube channels, BitChute, returning listeners on the radio stations, Precast, Spotify. It's exactly 4 minutes past 2 p.m. Let me know what's the time on your end. How's your weekend been? Mine has been fantastic, productive, literally amazing, and also at the same time restful. I did get time to rest at the same time. But karibuni sana, let me know, did you get to spend your weekend? What are you looking forward to maybe this particular week? And of course, karibuni sana. Remember, you set the tone of the day and of course set the tone of the week. So whenever we've decided to start this particular Monday, I hope actually it's on a high tone. But yes, karibuni sana once again. Today we're going to be discussing about what has been happening in the 254 majorly, especially about the floods. We have actually a confirmation of literally, I'd say the numbers actually are kind of low, because the flood was really, really crazy. So I do believe actually these numbers are not really actual, but still there's still more investigations being done on maybe if other bodies are going to be retrieved. But yes, we've lost so many people literally because of the floods. So many people's business were damaged. I'm going to be sharing much of those videos of what actually happened. And of course, how our governor, Nairobi County governor, is yapping to become actually still a governor that is in 2027, meaning that he's going to be vying for a second term, and yet he's done nothing. Remember, actually last week I talked about how we have the MCAs and the Senates who are looking forward to impeach him because there's nothing is done for the people. It's been literally again now almost 5 years since he became a governor, and there's nothing is done. There's money allocated every goddamn year, set aside for roads, set aside for blah, blah, blah. Where are these funds? And the fact that he gave the excuse of where they can't spend 20 billion because that's a lot of money on fixing drainage. So you'd rather see people die rather than you fixing drainage. Let me tell you, this whole weekend, I think I've been crashing out because of this situation. And especially every time I'm talking or mentioning this governor, because it's really pissing the fact that there's money and the fact that you're using an excuse. You can't fix drainage because you think 20 billion is a lot. You guys are literally getting so many loans within a month, in a day. The State House literally just said that they're looking forward to their new budget is supposed to be 17 billion. For what? You guys took 1 billion to give Kenyans motorboats to save people every time we're going to be having floods. We didn't even see even a goddamn one. But I'm just getting started. We're going to talk about that. I'm really furious about this situation because this is something that has been happening in this country for so long. And the fact that there's no solution being brought, all they're doing is just yapping, running their mouth. Where are the funds you're collecting to actually ensure that our country's infrastructures are good and running? It's really, really draining. I really felt so bad looking at how people woke up the next day on Saturday to damaged businesses, to damaged cars. So many people have gone a loss. But I'm going to share an amazing product with you guys. And of course, we're going to take a break with this. Of course, you can find these products by downloading our app on the Google Play Store. Black Hot Fire Network is the name. Remember, you can listen to us via the radio segment and of course either on YouTube or rather on the show page. Our app actually takes you to all our streaming platforms, and better if you have Amazon TV or Roku TV, because you can be able to see all the previous uploaded shows that actually have been aired that is before. But karibuni sana once again. That is some brain and focus. Apart from that, we have more amazing organic supplements. We have multivitamin, we have ashwagandha, beetroot, and so much more. I'm coming back to vent because I'm so mad about what is happening. It's crazy.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
And of course, as we get started, before we start even with the floods, I'm going to actually relate this conversation with the topic we actually had just 2 weeks ago when I was talking about the Githurai market and where people are being told to actually move away from there. And I talked about strategy and planning, which we've seen our government actually lacks none or doesn't have any. You're telling people to literally evacuate where they've been running a business for more than 5-10 years to go where? We have lands that you're giving to Chinese people, which actually is making me even more mad. We have Chinese people setting their markets right here in Kenya, but yet our Kenyans cannot sustain. Our Kenyans are not allowed to keep their markets running where they've been existing for more than 10 years. How diabolic is this? And how diabolic must it get? And how worse is it supposed to get? That you is it not enough that you see people suffering like how they're doing right now? You still want to put more salt into the injury. The economy of Kenya is already like literally at a very stagnating place. There's lack of job opportunities. What are we doing? Where are African countries? This is not even Kenya. Where are the African countries going? Being honest today, I'm not even happy about these topics because it's the lives of people being put in a very effed up situation. Again, yes, the question is also back to us. How tired are we? And we want to see the same regime actually coming back to power, because that's why now we as a people, we hold back the power. If we're really tired enough, we need to fight these people out. We need to be courageous enough to fight these people out. And by not including any tribalism, we have to unite and understand that actually, and shout out to the people who are even talking about it. The people who are chanting two-term right now, supporting the president. All of you were affected by floods too. Were you? Were you not? The Kenyans actually supporting the president to come back for another term, they were affected by floods. So the question is, do you want to continue supporting a failing system, which you can see it's failing on everyone, not just me because I'm saying one term, it has also affected you. It's back to us. But this is really, really pissing. I'm going to share the video where we have hundreds of the small-scale traders who are left counting losses after their stalls at Uhuru Open Air Market along Jogoo Road in Nairobi were demolished overnight. That is on Sunday, according to the traders and local authorities. Bulldozers moved into the market late on March 8th, flattening makeshift and structures that had household vendors selling produce, clothing, and hold goods. And the traders estimate that about 200 families relied on the market for income and say that many were unable to salvage their merchandise during the operation. And mind you, as we talk about this, we had also one of our biggest markets, which I keep on mentioning, which is called Gikomba Market. It was super flooded, crazily flooded when it was raining. Mind you, actually on Saturday, I was supposed to wake up and go there, but looking at the videos of that Friday night, when most of the people had to go check on their businesses, I was like, God damn. I don't know how to swim like that. I'm not a professional swimmer for real like that. I'll drown. So the question is, this is just super crazy. This is super insane. Where are these people supposed to go? Over 200 families that actually relied on this market to make a daily income. Where are they supposed to go? And mind you, these are the same people, a group of people who are talking they're living on a hand-to-mouth situation. Where are they supposed to go? The demolition followed a 72-hour notice. This was actually on Friday, where we saw protesters. I remember we talked about it on the Rhythm Scoop show. Protesters were out, literally having a back and forth with the police because of them being told that they are going to be removed from that particular place. Because again, where are we supposed to go? This really pisses me off because they're supposed to be an organization. They're supposed to be a strategy before you do something. It's just like you leaving your job and you know very well you won't get a job easily. Oh, I don't care, I'm going to pay rent. You're going to be evacuated from there. Lacking a plan. So what are these people supposed to be doing? Over 200 families, are they supposed to be relying on? Of course, they're supposed to be relying on you, Ruto. What is the strategy? This is really sad. They're saying also the traders say that overnight operation caused significant financial losses, and which they estimate is roughly 15 million Kenyan shillings in immediate capital. For some vendors say that they had operated at the market for years. Of course, it's for years, and depending on daily sales to support their households. Country authorities have said that the clearance is part of the broader plan to develop the site and construct a modern market facility. What modern market facility? The Chinese market? Because I'm about to share that we have now Chinese who are, these are the markets they use for Indians and Chinese. This is where they're putting the malls, just literally getting rid of people and then put up a whole Chinese mall. And then next we have a Chinese town, not even a Chinese market. We have a Chinese town. Is it market or town? I'm about to share it just very quickly. It's really crazy. The demolition came days after traders staged protests along Jogoo Road, where they were blocked. They blocked sections of the road, lit small bonfires near the Lincoln Road junction to oppose the planned eviction. The operation also follows the other recent clearance efforts in the capital. The Kenya National Highways Authority has carried out demolitions in areas including Roysambu, Roundabout and Githurai 45 to remove structures built on road reserves. As of Monday, traders affected by the demolitions were calling for compensation and seeking assurance that they will be given priority in the allocation of stalls in a new market, if a new market is built at the site. Exactly. That is what should happen. Because I do believe if actually you're removing these people from this place to build the modern market you're trying to claim, then let them be compensated by being given stalls to continue with their daily businesses. If not, build up another market, relocate these people. Like I said on Friday, make it a public announcement, and the Kenyans will know, I don't need to go to Uhuru Market anymore. I'll have to go to this particular place because this is where I need to get this particular stuff. Strategy, organizing. This is very, very sad. Waking up, finding your business, this is what has happened, is very sad. And sadly, personally, I do feel it because I've grown up in this kind of system. It's many times where my dad could wake up, his shop is demolished because he has similar shops, literally similar shops. You'll wake up, sometime the road wants to be expanded, the government comes and takes a piece of where you guys shop is, and then you have to start again. It's a lot. It's a lot. This is so crazy. So looking at that, and now the fact that we have the Chinese town, that's why I'm saying that Kenyans, we need to raise our voices even more harder. We need to be very loud about this situation and what the government is doing. Because bet again, personally, I'll follow up. I will follow up on those stories because that's the work, of course, of journalists. I will follow up on which market number one is being built there, if the people are actually compensated, and of course, bet not, this happens a couple of times. And if actually we are allowing more foreigners to come set up their businesses here, as we actually get rid of our local people or our local businesses to just please the white people. Because understand also China, because we heard Chinese, we heard China a lot, that it was during Uhuru's time, where I remember actually Katie reporting, I'll never forget Katie reporting that they said the fact that we owe them so much, we're gonna start learning Mandarin. And I think that was the Kenya, the National Youth Service, the NYS. They started learning that on their training. The next one I can't remember. They said also they're gonna claim, I think, our airport like they did in Zimbabwe, if I'm not wrong. Literally. Now we're seeing more Chinatowns. So could this actually be a way where we're having China paving its way in Africa? And this is because Africa is not capable, or most African countries are not capable of paying back the loan that they have been taking from China, because there are terms and conditions, the same way with the IMF and the World Bank. There are terms and conditions of taking a loan. Even personally, individually, I understand the terms and conditions of taking a loan. And if you don't pay back on time, the more the interest increases. And especially if the deal said, if you don't do this, I can take on an asset that belongs to you, there's nothing I can do about it, because I don't have the money to pay back the loan. So I'll allow the person who gave me the money to own the asset that we had agreed from the word go. So I'm just thinking about it actually. Probably this is one of the ways that China actually is advancing itself in Africa. Look at just what we've seen in Nigeria. We're having a group of Chinese people taking a land from the Nigerians. And that is supposed to be okay. The government is not talking about it. There's no any Nigerian official who has addressed this matter. The Chinatown, our government in Kenya actually was the one which approved. I remember when the first one was built in 2023 and launched, Kenyans demonstrated, the local market people demonstrated. They demonstrated about it. But still our government ended up in support. Hey, this is This is super, super crazy. Let me know what you think about it. But yes, we have a Chinese community which is expanding in Nairobi with a new Chinatown. Like you can hear, literally a new Chinatown. So let me share what is happening here.
I had in Chinatown here in Nairobi. I saw the casino from the back of the wall. It's in a walled area, so I was like, "Hey, let me go check that out." So I decided to go, and I can say that it was a very unique experience. I've been to Chinatowns before, obviously, right? But this is a very unique experience for me. If you want to know about how unique, why was it unique, you can send me a message or something because I don't want to say it on here. But yeah,
And I bet this is a Black American, of course, in Kenya. And I bet this is a culture shock, of course, to him too. How do we have a Chinatown in Kenya? We don't have no Kenya town in China. We don't have no Nigerian town where they're selling jollof rice in China. Why is it that actually Africans we accept this so much? You know, it's crazy actually, and it's mind blowing. No, I get the shock the majority of you actually get when we're sharing some of this information because it's actually shocking. We're in 2026. We should know what's happening around the world. We should be informed who we're dealing with. We should understand how our government is operating. Actually, this is very political. This is nothing funny about it. All culture, there's no exchange of culture here. We're not exchanging. What culture are we exchanging? What am I supposed to learn from Chinese people? Eating noodles and fish or rice and fish? I already know how to do that. And trust me, that is actually snacks. I take noodles as snacks. I don't take noodles as food. These people take noodles as dinner. Like, and that's it, they sleep. I can't, unless I had like ugali around 4 p.m. I mean, 4 p.m. there. And then I'm going to have some noodles around 8, 9 and sleep. That's okay. And wake up and eat some heavy breakfast. This is so crazy. There's
yeah.
nothing funny about this.
Very different rules that I've experienced in a casino. Very different rules, very different treatment. But it was, all good, all good. Yeah, at the end of the day, it was cool. Yeah, so this is the Chinatown Casino. I think it's City Starts in Nairobi, right off Gangan Road. Thanks for watching.
This is super
This
crazy.
video is to highlight an experience I had.
This is super, super crazy. And I want to see, those are the images. You can see some, see the black people there, all smiley, happy, ready to work with the Chinese people. Excuse me. As always, we're so brainwashed to understanding even what is happening. They're all smiling. This is very alarming. And I think this is why we need to understand the deals our governments are making with this country. This could be a way of how China and the Chinese are slowly again advancing themselves in Africa. Because it doesn't make sense what they're doing in Nigeria, what they're doing in Kenya currently, and all these pop-up towns and malls. Nah. But they're saying Kilimani is becoming known for a growing Chinatown where shop signs appear in both Mandarin and English, and stores sell noodles, herbs, and other Chinese groceries. Of course, it's noodles. That's what they're mostly known for. Come on, if you ever just go to a Chinese restaurant, no, you're gonna be eating a lot of noodles. I've never gone to one. I think we had one in Gong Road, where our studio was previously. I used to see one when I was coming and going to work every day, but I never been interested to go taste their food. People say it's nice, but yeah, I'm not gonna try. But they're saying that the area reflects the rise of Chinese immigrants in Kenya since the late 1990. Many settling near the embassy of the People's Republic of China in Kenya, nearby media houses, and the food and culture from both communities mix here. From kitchen feet sold in Chinese shops and creative dishes blending Kenyan flavors with Chinese cooking. While some local traders worry about low priced imports, the community continues to grow with restaurants. The community continues to grow with restaurants, karaoke bars, projects like Nairobi and Expressway shaping like the days of lines. This is very alarming. We should not be happy about this. I want to see if Kenyans are really mad about it. Kenyans express concern about Chinese markets in Kenya. Okay, let me see if Kenyans actually are talking anything about it, because I cannot be the only one who's understanding what is happening. I cannot be the only one connecting the dots that this is actually political. This was in 2023. Let me see. I want to see a 2025 one. Let me share my screen. We see this one. Let's see.
Why you? I hope you guys are doing amazing. Imagine I was supposed to do Bible study today, which I'm hoping I still will do. But I'm here ranting on the internet because something happened to me that I think.
Okay, so this is about them checking your list. But yeah, this is very, very cautious. And of course, Kenyans need to talk about it, because this is China completely advancing itself and taking over Africa slowly without us recognizing. Karibu sana Keith, how are you doing today?
Asante sana Joby. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How was your weekend?
Oh man, finally did a show. Rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Karibu, we're just talking about markets that are being demolished in Kenya, and now that we're seeing Chinese towns actually, leave alone the Chinese malls. Now we have the Chinese restaurants, market, like literally a town in some places in Kenya, especially in Kilimani and those kind of places. And of course, this I'm saying this should be raising concern, because I feel like this is a way how China is paying itself back from countries that owe them. For example, is when we heard China
Of
saying that they're
course.
going to be taking control of our airport if we didn't pay back their loan. They took over, I think it was Zimbabwe's airport, the magazine. They started even writing the magazine and all that in Chinese. And then we also had Kenyans, the NYS, the Kenya National Youth Service, learning Mandarin. So personally thinking about it, and then what just happened in Nigeria, just having a group of people coming to take the land. No Nigerian official has addressed the issue. Kenyan officials are now addressing this issue of Chinese markets literally popping more in Kenya, the malls and all that. As a matter of fact, they won't, because they're the same people who gave them the documents. When Kenyans were protesting, we had our CS, our ministers coming to talk about, these people went the right direction of acquiring this and this and this. We were not involved as Kenyans. We were not there when you're taking actually the loan. So why should this be affecting people every single day? So this is actually making me mad, because the fact that we're seeing markets being demolished, the question is, why are they being demolished right now? We're talking about markets that have been existing for more than 10 years. And now this government all of a sudden, they're telling people, oh, we need to build modern markets. Of who? For who? Is it really modern markets, or is it you giving lands to Indians, to Chinese, so that they can put up more of these stalls we're seeing and more markets? This is
Well,
actually a very serious question that
that's
Kenyans need
exactly
to
what they're
start
doing to the exactly what they're doing to the African tries not to be weak, like the guy, like the Indian charging people to be on a road in Kenya. What? You're supposed to just tear that up. Sitting there, it, the Africans' behavior is inappropriate every time to oppression. Your behavior is inappropriate. There's certain things, shout out Iran, there's certain things you can't cross. But the African shows there is nothing you can cross. Steal your land, do they want to talk to you crazy? And you just say, oh, well, this is not right. This is not right. Okay, we supposed to tour up the shit. Supposed to tear it down then. Because you know your leaders are all corrupt, bought and paid for. They don't care. So you know that. So you say, well, it will not be just like synagogue when the white people come. Took them a while, they built a restaurant to say you can't. Then you're supposed to burn it down to the ground. Your behavior is inappropriate. To your oppressed the African's behavior to oppression is inappropriate. So you must get your mind right first. You must change the culture. You always keep saying Africans think they're not. Yeah, we're not different. We got so many tribes. We're different. You're not a different tribe because you're the same behavior no matter where you go in Africa. Like Chinatown's popping up everywhere. You're not a different. The funny thing, you're not a different people, and everybody knows that. But you, because your behavior is the same from Nigeria to Ghana to Kenya. Zimbabwe, Zambia. People come in, just build shit, take over your country. Oh, what's going on? They're recolonizing you. That's what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing I've actually said. I'm saying it's 2026. Like, we should know so much about the people who we are calling our friends or even welcoming them in our country. We should look at actually the treatment, because I'm saying there's no Kenya town in China where there's
No,
no Nigerian town
they'll
selling
never,
jollof rice.
they'll never allow it.
So why should we be the ones always welcoming people? Why should we be this generous to people who are costing you this much of damage? Because personally, I'm saying I'm gonna follow up on this. Remember, we had 2 weeks ago me reporting another market which was being demolished, and this is again Ruto's regime, where they're just tearing down markets, and this is actually in places where is not being supported. Number one, this is in places where is not being supported. This is in places where he's gone, tried to talk to people, and they've told him kick rocks. Those
There
are
you
the
go.
details.
Mm.
Imagine waking up to a business literally. And personally, I'm saying I'm even mad about it because I remember this happening to my dad every single time, because he had similar shops literally where you wake up, the government says, oh, we need to expand the road a little bit. A portion or a big portion of your shop is taken away. Literally, you're told to push back. So what push back to where? To how far am I supposed to push back? Like, I've been pushing back every goddamn year. Like, how am I supposed to push back? This is really really sad. And then you wake up to being told there's more Chinese town and we need to. This is actually culture of what? I don't need to eat noodles every single day for me to sleep. I can't do that. Personally, I can't keep up. This is so crazy.
Now they tore that down. Who's gonna come clean all that shit up? And the government said they tore it down. Are they supposed to come and clean all that shit up? Take it to the dump, landfill or something?
See, mhm. Just here to take your money. They don't even know. There's nothing to do with culture here, food exchange, bullshit. These people are here. This is so crazy. These people are here to literally like. Am I sharing? Let me share. Am I sharing my screen? I thought I was sharing my screen. Let me share this screen.
Yeah, you sharing it.
Very different experience in a casino. Very different rules. Very different treatment, but it was, all good, all good. Yeah, at the end of the day,
Let me reshare it again. This is so crazy. This is so crazy.
this video is to highlight an experience I had in Chinatown here in Nairobi. I saw the casino from the back of the wall. It's in a walled area, so I was like, "Hey, let me go check that out." So I decided to go, and I can say that it was a very unique experience. I've been to Chinatown.
And I'm saying personally, I think also this being, you can tell this is a Black American. I
Yeah,
don't understand if he's
Black
talking
American.
about it. It's coming from a culture shock, like, because you're in Nairobi. What
He,
is a Chinese
he,
town doing in
he,
Kenya? You know,
that's what he's probably asking.
like,
Before,
then
obviously.
you find the black people. Of course, they have black people as their employee. Someone is gonna be bragging to their family, "Oh my God, I got a job in a Chinese restaurant. How much are you being paid?
Not
Is it
oh
what?"
yeah, that's another thing. The Chinese Indians they exploit you Africa. They don't pay you guys shit. They don't pay you guys nothing because you don't. They know you don't have no strong employment practices and defenses in Africa. So when they come in, they don't pay you nothing. Find out. Damn, sure don't pay you what I pay you. That's the fun. Go ask. You guys should do a expose. Go there and ask them how much do you guys pay? It's gonna be little to nothing.
Crazy.
Right? But this is a very unique experience for me. If you want to know about how unique, why was it unique, you can send me a message or something, because I don't want to say it on here. But yeah,
Yeah.
very
You didn't want
different
to say
rules
it
that
because you're
I've
afraid because now you're
experienced.
African that the Africans will get mad at you for saying why when you say why is there a goddamn Chinatown in the middle of fucking Nairobi? That's what you want to say, but you know you're not. You don't want to make any Africans mad. You would ask that question: why the fuck is there a Chinatown over here in Nairobi? When I'm supposed to be in Africa? What's going on? But I'd ask the question. Damn that shit. If they get mad or not, shit.
Mm.
In a casino, very different rules, very different treatment, but it was, all good, all good. Yeah, at the end of the day, it was cool. Yeah, so this is the Chinatown Casino. I think it's City Starts in Nairobi, right off Kangong Road. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, nothing cute about this. Nothing cute. You'll find Kenyans again and Africans just being Africans, especially the influencers, uh, dumb ass people who don't know where to put their money. They'll be going here thinking it's a flex. That's the saddest thing about also our mentality. Oh, today I went to a I went to China. Why is that a flex?
It's not
Why not
because
you went to a
because
local
people
market and you had
because
some?
people bring casinos in to exploit you. Whenever you got a casino anywhere, like I showed you, they always bring casinos into poor places because it exploits the morons who think they're going to win. And the casinos are set up to make sure that you don't win. That's the whole thing for a casino. Casino's not there to lose money. While you
I
find all
would
these
rather I would
casinos, go ahead.
I would rather go eat chitlins rather than go waste my money on noodles and all the soup and all that. If I want some soup, I'm boiling my fresh meat and having some soup with, fresh garlic and pepper in it. God damn it. This is crazy. But looking at also what is happening still in Kenya, we have a confirmation of that is 42 deaths across the country because of the floods. For those maybe who are not aware, have not seen the videos, we had crazy floods on Friday. That is in the 254,
Shout out
majority
to a
part of
young lady I was looking at about the floods. He said, like she said, they already know it's going to flood, but they haven't done
mhm,
anything about it. They know
that is
every 3 or 4 years they're going to flood right there, and they've done nothing about it. But
that is
us
so
as
true.
Kenyans, we won't never force them to do anything exactly. So this is
Mm,
like I said, it's not like this is not known. This happens every 3 to 4 years, and nothing's ever done. I say
yep.
it's crazy.
That is so true. So looking at that, there's a little bit of history that I bumped into this weekend, which was talking about that actually Nairobi, it was built on a site that was condemned by engineers and health experts in the early 1900s, who described it as a swampy,
A swampy
waterlogged,
area.
and dangerous depression. Despite majority of warnings of disease and poor sanitation, colonial officials established it as a railway hub due to its, ironically, a convenient location for construction and logistics. So the fact that this was prohibited and we still went ahead to please the white men tells us a
You
lot
did.
about our
You did.
problem as a
You didn't put it.
African.
Wait, jump ahead. You didn't please any white man. You were colonized. You didn't have any power. The white man built it because he wanted it there. You couldn't say yes or no. They had you build the shit. Nairobi didn't exist. They wanted it there, and that's when they started building. It was their own engineers who said, "Hey, this is the wrong place to start building a city because it's swampy." They decided to go. You didn't have any power in Kenya. The white man controlled Kenya. So even though their own engineers said, "Hey, don't build it here," they said, "Well, this is probably the ideal place to build from Mombasa and then halfway over to Uganda." They wouldn't, they were like, this best place, that's the easiest place for us to build it. They
Mhm.
wouldn't the engineer. It wasn't like he said, we didn't listen, but you had any power. You didn't control Kenya. So
Well,
it was under white rule.
still 60 years later, don't you think we should have changed? We could have done something to change that.
But you could have made it better if you couldn't move the city. You'd already built it. You already built it when you got 60 years later. You now supposedly got the fake independence. Uh,
Mm,
so,
there's
you know,
nothing that has been done. There's nothing that has been done. Still the
I
same
know
way,
I agree.
same
You
danger, the same swampy logged waterlog
Of
carrying
course.
people, killing people. Like literally, if you look at the damages, the videos of the damages of how people's business were damaged, it is crazy. Super crazy. Many people actually were electrocuted because the houses also were flooded. You can imagine when your apartment is flooded, and of course the electricities are on. You don't know. You're gonna be. That's how you're fried, literally, super super fried.
Yeah,
But let
of course.
me share
They
this
should have
video
built it
of
because we got cities that are built. in swampy areas. Tampa's built on a swamp. Miami's built on a swamp. But that's why you got to have proper
Yeah, you
drainage.
guys have
Miami's
water
built on a
drain.
swamp, and Tampa's
Mhm.
built on. Shit, most cities in Florida, the big ones are built on swamp area. I think Orlando's ain't that swamp area, but I know Tampa is swamp area, and I sure damn sure know Miami is too. But go ahead.
But they have proper water drainage,
That's what I
right?
said. You got to make sure you're proper. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. That was system. So last week on Thursday and Friday, I talked about our non-working Nairobi governor who was supposed to be, who is actually there on the talks discussion of him being impeached. That is the senators and the MCAs. But today, and that was I think also last week, he confirmed something that the fact that he's supporting Ruto actually added his salary. So if he's been added salary, who are you as Kenyans to tell him to actually step down and his salary has gone up? That is number one red flag. Secondly, today he has actually woken up to say that he's going to make a history as the first Nairobi governor to successfully serve for 2 terms for doing nothing. That is something else. I'm going to share disgusting videos of him talking nonsense because they are the way they are. Literally, I've been crashing out the whole weekend because of this guy. Everyone bumping into his face. Anything he's talking is just pissing me off and pissing Kenyans off at this particular point. We don't want to see your dimples. They can't drink no water. We need the money that you guys have been stealing every single day. Build us proper water drainage. This is, I don't know the what here. Kenyans have been dying because of, I can't imagine losing a family member. That is something that I couldn't just even fathom. Losing a family member because we have poor water drainage and we have idiots who are supposedly, chosen but selected because this is what they're supposed to be doing, just smiling on our faces, posing on cameras with their good suit, thinking they're important people. They do nothing for the people of the country. Well, I was looking actually at those videos and I kind of realized, yes, the whole of Africa has non-working system. People have been put into different positions and they don't do what they're supposed to be doing. But if you look at Kenya and Nigeria floods, I think actually we're the 2 countries in Africa that are mostly affected by floods. Kenya and Nigeria, to be specific. Majority. If you follow up the numbers and the floods and the images of how it looks every time it rains, and yet it's years later, these funds budget being set every single year aside for this and this and that, and being given to every official for their county, for their community, to give people development, give people employment, and yet they don't do any of that. You must go, Sakaja. You must really go. You must go. I'm really, really pissed.
You got no sound on that one, Joby.
Oh, there's no sound. Let me share it again. Okay, thank you. This is so crazy.
Msee ni kama ni one time.
There it goes.
Msee ni kama ni one time. Juu sioni kama juu maendeleo yake iko chini kabisa.
If you think you're having a bad week, just remember Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja. For months, Sakaja has tried to project control of.
I'm really having a bad day. I've been having a bad weekend. Not really bad, but every time I've been getting online and I'm bumping into these idiots video, I'm just getting pissed. I'm like, what the hell? And shout out to the Kenyans for calling it, because you need to step down. We don't want to see you. We're so tired. We are tired. And then we have other idiots talking the same as him. Oh, if you give me the opportunity, I'm going to change. We don't need no bullshit of talking. We need you guys to put actions. This is so crazy.
For the capital, a city often described as chaotic but manageable with the right leadership.
And we will do whatever it takes to transform Nairobi and to transform
Where?
Kenya.
Where?
Yet, no matter how hard he tries, it seems the gods have conspired to completely destroy his career. Because 1 week it is goons staging an unwanted city tour. The next,
Exactly. Let's not forget this, the same guy who paid goons during the 2024 demonstration to come and beat Kenyans and steal from Kenyans and rape even women. Do you know how many women were raped by these goons because he paid goons to come and destroy the demonstration, peaceful demonstration? He's one among them. And he thinks people have forgotten. And shout out to the people who are even saying, shout out to Kenyans, literally. I love how woke we really are right now and very on to talking about these matters, not taking them as a joke. The joke time is over. It's over. It's so over. We had so many people who are talking about, oh, you know, the demonstrations are destroying business. Oh, we can't go to work. We can't. The same you people, your businesses have been swamped away by water. Just because your system, who you refuse to go out and demonstrate about, has refused to literally do what they're supposed to be doing. So now you're going to blame nature or you're going to blame Ruto? Which is which?
it is floods turning the central business district into a water park.
Nairobi CBD, dakika mbili za mvua, 2 minutes, watu washaanza baa kukwama. Sakaja must go. Ni kama hata amegonga kitu. Oh my goodness, this is so bad.
And Friday the 6th was the crowning achievement in Sakaja's downfall. Heavy rains pounded Nairobi in what many residents described as one of the most destructive downpours in recent memory. Major roads disappeared under rising water, buildings in part of the CBD filled with flood water. Vehicles were stranded or carried away. Thousands of commuters found themselves trapped in the city center long after sunset, unable to go home.
Many people were getting at home at around 2 a.m. in the morning because the matatus have been, this is so crazy. Sakaja must go.
Sad facts throughout Africa. It's not just you. It's not just Kenya and Nigeria. It's all throughout Africa because you have not built systems, just normal civilization systems. That was the African and not just normal civilization systems because you know it's gonna rain. You know it's gonna rain. So you're supposed to build So it's not just this guys. People before him have not built proper drainage. This is crazy. Still, you know it's gonna rain. So why won't you build proper drainage? What is wrong with you? Shit's crazy. We go ahead.
Nairobi.
Imagine ukifika siku moja saa hii.
This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this, me myself personally. I know it flooded, but this was crazy. And despite even us expecting this or not, yes, we know it rains. You should have. That's another question. We had 1 billion Kenyan shillings. I remember I was checking this.
You showed me the same thing, Joby, 2 years ago. You showed me the same shit 2 years ago.
This is. I've never seen cars being carried this way. Matatus being filled with water to that point. The biggest. I've not seen this. This I've never seen. I've never seen this one. But that is in 2023. We had Kenya receiving 1 billion Kenyan shillings for motorboats. They say these motorboats are going to be helping people because they know that the country every time.
So it was 3 years ago. You showed. Yeah, it's been 3 years. You haven't shown me all that crazy shit. I was all flooded, all messed up. Motorboats. Damn, that was 3 years ago. Then okay.
Even last year, it was it was still flooded. Even last year. 2023 to be specific, the Kenyan government, this idiot of a governor, took 1 billion Kenyan shillings to provide motorboats as for rescue every time it rains, so that Kenyans cannot be swamped away by water, so that the motorboats are going to be easily available to help people literally cross or whatever to wherever they are going, right? Where is the money? We can't see the money. But do you know what this guy said? Let me just quickly shift that video and share what this guy said. He said we can't allocate 20 billion Kenyan shillings to fix the water drainage in Kenya. That is a lot of money. But this guy has stolen more than 20 billion Kenyan shillings. This is super crazy. This is all he had to say.
Restrictions. Urban Areas and Cities Act can create exceptions that allow the city to engage in certain ways of raising a municipal finance. My friend, I have a friend who's the mayor of Cape Town. And the mayor of Cape Town has shown me how he's been able to do it over time, to get money that they would never get. Otherwise, the governor on Nairobi.
Cape Town can never look like that because white people, number one, dominate South Africa. That is just number one. White people don't like it.
Exactly. And I tell you, the mayor of Cape Town is white, so they're not gonna build systems so everybody will see the same flooding in Cape Town that you do there. Exactly right, Joe. Exactly.
So don't give us cheap talk by telling us what South Africa. We want Kenya. Talk about Kenya. God damn it.
It becomes just a cashier. All I do is pay salaries, collect garbage today, and do this. But to leap forward, to transform the city, the kind of infrastructural investment you need at a go, this normal way of financing will not change anything.
That's what he had to say, and even added more salt to the injury when he went to, because it's been over 48 hours before he made a speech. Not even the president has addressed any of this. Actually, the president said what? They have deployed the Kenya Defense Forces to go and help people. What is the Kenya Defense Force supposed to be doing? Do what? We need solutions. Can you tell us where is the money? Those are the conversations I want to hear. I need to hear the president saying, we have this money because we've seen this and this damage been going for so long. And personally, as the president, I'm going to ensure it happens in a span of this month. We don't even want years. It will take you a year, not even a year. It will take you a week, not even a week. It will take you a day to be spending, what was it? 48 million Kenyan shillings. That is what the Kenyan government, this regime, is using in a day. 48 million Kenyan shillings a day. But it won't take you just even a month or few months for you to give us proper water drainage. Man, again, I do believe these people have to be doing the most diabolic shit for them to become this type of leaders. You can't be this.
Of course, because all you had to do was to get rid of the drainage problem. It wouldn't take you. It wouldn't take you. You could get fixed within the next year if you started to set up the system and say, okay, this is the flood area. This is where we need to build runoffs at, and you would build them before the next flood. You start building runoffs, which are not hard to build. You build runoff areas.
Exactly. You can't be this heartless. You have to have done the most diabolic and thinkable shit for you to become this type of a heartless person when it comes to your people. You can't. This is crazy. This is what he had to say.
Do that in a moment. Let me ask you this. Yeah. Friday. Yes. I left Hot 96 at about 7:05, 7:10. Yeah. Got into my car. I was driving home. Friday night, It was pouring. It was pissing down with rain.
Very heavy, the heaviest rainfall in a lot.
I got home at midnight.
Yeah.
8 kilometers. I got home at midnight. People left here at 6. They got home at 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's terrible, Gov.
But we must solve it. This is not a problem that has just started.
But you know what, Gov? If you were in Japan and you were the county governor of a county in Japan, you'd have resigned.
Exactly.
Not to resign, they'd have fired you because that's their culture. Africans' culture is no accountability. You guys allowed people to play in your face, and this is all throughout Africa. This is you resign. You're supposed to been. They probably locked your ass up because you get to play in everybody's face. Well, these dumbass Africans, they'll never do shit. They'll never hold us accountable for nothing. Somebody find the same shit in Nigeria, Ghana, same shit. They'll never hold us accountable for nothing. They know the Japanese people are going to hold them accountable. So you better resign. Because if you don't resign, something physical is going to happen to you. This is not going to be allowed, tolerated every year. This shit is going on. No one's going to tolerate this, but the African is. Well, I left here at a certain time, got home at 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, hey, I know it's been bad. It's been happening a long time. Yeah, a long time. When are we going to fix this shit? Just it's been happening a long time. But he knows Africans are kept ignorant, and they'll go pray to fake Jesus. They won't hold this moron accountable, nor the government of Kenya, the national government. They won't. Nobody's ever held responsible. Say, well, you know what? Don't you tack him? He's part of my. Then go with the tribe shit, nepotism nonsense, and shit. So you got systems in Africa, like the lady said, that shit don't work. Regular shit doesn't work. Everybody's been around praying instead of having accountability. Fuck am I praying to the fake God? And don't shit never change. Like if you went to Japan, you wouldn't see this because the sisters, hey, okay, it's flooding. We gotta fix it. Let's devise a way. Where's the runoffs? How can we fix this? In a year, it better be fixed. Don't come back next year and flood it out. It's all fucked up. Ain't shit been done about it. If you don't, heads are gonna roll. Africa is like, it's sad. Oh, yeah, it's sad. So what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. We need to be angry more than how we're angry. We're not angry yet. If these people come back into power,
that's what I'm saying. Jibber jabber. It's not hard to build drainage reservoirs, runoffs. That ain't hard to do. That's why the Africans are laughing stock globally. They said this African's fucking stupid. Shit don't work in Africa. Not Kenya, Africa. Shit don't work. And it's crazy. It's criminal. You're going to get the same shit out of the Kenya lady. This every year you get the same amount of rain. Why isn't it been fixed in 60 fucking years since you got independent? And like I said, this is not Kenya. This is Africa. Well, shit don't work. It's fucking crazy. They wonder why these people, why they leave Africa and then laugh at the stocks of Africa. Because they can't develop shit. It's fucking crazy. It's retarded. Go ahead, Joe.
It's a problem that's been there for long. I remember being stuck during the El Nino rains as a child.
So he's using an excuse of, floods have always been there since he was a child. He was
I was a child. That looks even worse. You've been since you was a child and shit still ain't fixed.
Exactly. So why did you even aspire to become a governor if you know this kind of matters affected you when you were a child and you are not willing to bring a change, not only for yourself
because
but also
African governors don't fix shit. They steal money. Nothing's ever getting fixed. Don't fix shit.
Very
child in school, and being marooned for hours until very late at night in 1997. Jeff, leadership is to provide solutions. Leadership is not about blaming. Leadership is not about just,
providing solutions that you don't. These idiots just know how to. Man, I don't even know who taught these idiots English. They should just be talking Swahili because they talk English to them. Then they think they actually talk in sense. Oh, leadership is not about blaming. Leadership is about solution. What solutions have you brought to Kenya so far?
It's about blaming the leadership when you haven't fixed the problem. What are you talking about?
What the hell? This is him literally not wanting to be accountable. So he's like, oh, you are attacking me. You're not supposed to be attacking me. You're trying to say I'm not accountable. Of course you're not accountable. This is...
Jeff, we have to make tough decisions. The same people who cry foul when we evict those on the riparian are
very crazy.
The same ones now making noise. Jeff, their houses. I saw a member of parliament, an aspirant, showing First Avenue Parklands, where you've canalized the war.
Why you won't build?
We must do those developers and say, look,
you're not making a decision to stop to deal with the flooding. You say we must make tough decisions. Then why aren't you dealing with the flooding then? What decision are you making to not deal with the flooding? They having it. This motherfucker will be taken out and done away with. Crazy.
Not talking about the decisions. And I love actually the next morning when we woke up after having the matatus being carried away and all that, some places actually, some stages were not carrying people who are voting for Ruto. And they were very serious about that. They're saying, if you know you're supporting Ruto, don't board on this matatu. Find another matatu to board. And it was actually like it was a strike of the previous event during the floods because yeah, you can't be here supporting a system that you can clearly see they're trying to kill us, not providing proper water drainage, our roads. Again, another question. Why do we still believe in China to come give us road constructions? Because these are the same people, when they're building these roads, this is the critical thinking. The same people they're supposed to be providing us proper water drainage. How the hell are we paying millions of money on some road that cannot even, it doesn't even have flow of water? There's nowhere where water can actually drain. It just stagnates in one place.
Because the Chinese not there to really build. The Chinese are there to exploit you. They're building. Chinese are building fucked up shit in Africa. They're taking money, building fucked up infrastructure. Because they don't care.
Country, if let's say I'm Tanzania, because Tanzania is yet to be fucked up with loans and all that, they're getting on it. I just saw on Friday, Samia Suluhu took a loan, I don't know from where, but not yet that fucked up like majority of the countries. What I'd watch and see and do is, these organizations have been working with these countries for so long, but look at how fucked up that. Look at how people look at. Oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not working with you. Like rule number one, I can't work with you because I've seen your fails, your how failure of your infrastructure is, or your decision making. So why should I trust you?
I've seen your previous work in other countries, and it's not acceptable. That's what you would say.
This is super crazy. But listen to this lady. I'm going to translate what she's saying. I really love this because it goes back again, like I said, to the demonstration. During the demonstration, when the young people were demonstrating, some of our older generation, some millennials, some Gen X, the people are the age of our parents, they were like, oh, these people, they need to be including Ruto, or our parents have not raised us well. Why are we on the streets? The demonstrations are distracting the businesses. Oh, we need everything to go back in order in the country. Again, like she said, the same mouth yappers, their businesses have been taken away, swamped away by the water. So do you blame the demonstrators? Do you blame nature? Or do you blame your system, which is actually failing and not just affecting me because I'm not supporting Ruto, but affecting all of us? Not affecting you. It's not just affecting me because I'm Kikuyu. It's affecting all of us because we're Kenyans. This is nothing to do with tribalism.
Exactly.
This is nothing to do with left, right, like you always say. We're all affected. Africans, Kenyans.
Maandamano is disrupting biashara. Biashara yake imebomolewa na bulldozer. Maandamano is disrupting the roads. Anatoa maji kwa BMW yake na bucket ya red.
Exactly.
Kama imezima. Maandamano is affecting traveling, and I want to vlog. Ameshindwa kulipa $1,000 worth of tickets. Because when people are out protesting for unga, they are saying, oh, unga imepanda from 100 bob to 130 bob. Because you can afford it, you think that Missy Ezi complain. This thing cuts across. It is fine. Today, they will protest about unga. You know what you'll protest about tomorrow? The roads. Why? Your Mazda CX-5 is stuck in water. Kama imezima na imebebwa. Because Kenyan culture imekuati, oh, the people who protest are the poor people. And because me, I have a Mazda and I have a 1 million bob in the account. Oh, and my sugar daddy is an MP. I can't complain. Just wait. This shit cuts across. And we're still not angry enough.
Exactly.
Just wait and see.
Exactly. We're still not yet angry enough. There's still yet more, especially the fact that we're going towards campaign. Oh my God, we'd be so stupid if not just taking money and not giving our votes to these people. Very simple. Who are you voting for? To do what? And sadly, again, if not a coup, which we can't also even trust our Kenya Defense Force right now, because all these generals are all picked by Ruto, so they are on his side. The police officers, they have been added salary because we are added towards elections so that they can be brutal and merciless with
Not a coup. Hold on, let me say something. A revolution from the people, not from the. Because guess what? I told you guys. As Iran starts bombing these fake, Africa's all fake too. All these people, all these parts, they're put in power by white people. So I told you that these fake Gulf countries, these fake kingdoms, were going to start falling. The first one already fell, Bahrain. The fake kingdom of Bahrain has been overthrown. I told you. Shout out to Iran, said all these fake kingdoms, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, they're all going to be overthrown because they were put in there by the British 70, 80 years ago, just like the puppets of Africa. It's going to be up. I said, this is going to start. I said, the funny thing about this war with Iran, this is going to actually bring regime change to these puppet countries that was set up by the British that black people don't even know. Oh, I'm going to Dubai and Abu Dhabi and Doha and Qatar. All of them are fake kingdoms. Saudi Arabia is fake. Bahrain is fake. Kuwait is fake. Qatar is fake. Bahrain is fake. So now Bahrain is just that overthrow their fake king that the British put in power 100 years, was it almost 100 years ago? Yeah, I think it was after World War I. That was all the Turks. Ottomans controlled all that. They broke up that empire and created these fake Arab kingdoms. This is King Abu Dhabi, Dubai, King Mohammed bin Saad, and all these goofy names. So I think all the countries in what we call the Middle East are going to be overthrown. All of them. Because they're all fake. Just like the fake leaders you got in Africa. So that comes from the people, not the military. So if the people raise up good enough, the Africans raise up good enough, that's a revolution. That's what you need in Africa. You know, not a coup from your fake. Because you're right, because most of your military bought and paid for too. You need a revolution by the people.
That is so true. And I'm looking forward to that. I hope Kenyans, we raise our consciousness enough and lose our fear, because like they say, when we lose our fear, they lose their power. So when we lose our fear, and
exactly,
if we're really tired, we're not gonna accept this guy to come back into power. And then I was just asking, we've been asking each other with money, like, imagine what this guy can do in 2027 if he loses election, and the fact that he's a president. And mind you, what he did when he was not even a president in 2007. He was, I think, just a member of parliament, literally, but took down many people in a church, allegedly, okay, and took the land. Allegedly also took another school and turned it into a hotel and didn't care. And many more alleged. So imagine what
he's a psychopath. That's why they made him president. He's a psych. Him, and even though you guys love Uhuru, he's a psychopath too. That's why they allowed him to be in power. They're both guilty. That's why the white man allowed Uhuru to be president and then him to be president, because they're doing their bidding. He's been selling out ever since he got in power. He's been selling the country out to the white man. This private partnership still. While your electricity's high, he's selling Kenya off. That's why he's put there and wasn't put in prison. This is a criminal. He murdered people. This is a psychopath. And they know that. But that's why he's president. Just like that, just like with the Arab leaders. The Arab leaders are psychopaths. That's why they put them there. Kingdoms. I thought they believed in democracy. Why did they when they took over those countries from the Turks, from Turkey? Why did they make them democracies? Because they didn't want no democracy. They want to make kingdoms, so they have control of the family. So, hey, we put you in power. This is what we're going to need from these goofy countries. You don't do it. So they say, oh, yeah, remember, all these fake kings were all poor. Under the Turks, they were all poor and impoverished. So when the British came in, you're going to make your goofy ass the king. You want to be king? Yeah, I'd like to be a king. Okay.
That's crazy. That's insane. As we move away from that, we also have more news coming from East Africa, where we have the Ugandan president, Yoweri Museveni, who has taken over as the chairman of East Africa Community, succeeding the Kenyan president, William Ruto, during the 25th Ordinary Summit of the EAC Heads of State in Arusha, Tanzania. So, of course, more people who can be bootlickers, who are sellouts, who can, and the fact that Ruto is becoming we have elections. I wonder why they have done this literally at this particular time, and then looking at the familiarity of elections.
Because they hold the office at a certain time, Joe. They hold the office for so many years, and they got passed it to the next corrupt East African leader. They hold it for certain times, and they got passed it over. So probably 2-3 years, whatever it is. Then he got to pass it to the Tanzanian president, then back over to this president. So and then they only hold the office for a certain part of time. So it's like the ECOWAS shit over in West Africa. This guy's go ahead, Joe.
More dictatorship. There's nothing that this whole organization.
It's all fake. It's like I said, like shout out to Iran. When Iran said all these fake, Iran called it all these family dictatorships that you white people have been calling republics and democracies. They're not. They're dictatorships. All the Middle East is all family, but you made them family dictatorships. You didn't want to. You didn't want anybody to have to be able to vote because you wanted to keep the same people in power forever, so they don't fuck up your money. As Iran tell the truth, it's all these family dictatorships, and they said, and Iran said, let me tell you, this ain't gonna work for us no more. These dictatorships around us, we're gonna overthrow them. I love Iran. We're gonna overthrow them. These fake dictatorships you set up all around us, we're gonna overthrow them. So,
because it doesn't work. Shout out to one of the first comments someone is asking, does this union exist? Exactly. Because what is the East African community? Where is that unity? We don't see no unity. These are the most biggest. These are the most biggest supporters of division in most of the Africa in their countries.
Exactly. Exactly. So how exactly? If it's all unity, why did they get mad when the Kenyans went to Uganda and the Kenyans went to
exactly
to actually bring democracy?
Yeah, but shout out to the one of Kenyan also saying here he might as well be a chairman forever. The fact that he's a president, been a president forever. I know that's crazy. Every time it comes to Museveni, you gotta be conscious. And someone says, I think Ethiopia would be more qualified for what? Qualified to do what? Qualified to do what? Ethiopia is all the way up there. What does that have to do with East Africa? And anyway, still Ethiopia is a sellout country at this particular point. The fact that we always look at some things that
East African community. Did you guys allow East Africa?
Oh yeah, they are. But we don't. I don't consider them to be part of East Africa. Personally, I don't recognize them.
Didn't they join East Africa? That's whether you like it or not.
Yes.
Didn't they join
it? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Well, I don't. Like I said, I don't recognize them at this point. The same way Somaliland was not recognized yet. I don't recognize Ethiopia being part of the East Africa community. But we have some news and updates also about Cuba. Remember 2 weeks ago, we talked about what Trump is doing there secretly, and the media not talking about, the mainstream media, where they had the likes
cutting off everything to Cuba. So they've been, the power's out, the disease and food. Yeah.
So they were demonstrating during the weekend. This is what was happening. As I share some videos for So let me share a couple of videos about the same situation. We had also Trump on Friday saying that, of course, after the war with Iran, they're going to Cuba. We're not saying they're already there, but let me share these videos.
Rubbish on the street.
as if the war with Iran is going to stop. They're the ones winning. Now Iran, I told you, Iran is now hitting what I told you guys they were going to do Friday. They're now blowing up the desalination things in the Middle East. Oh, no water. They're blowing up your water making shit, blowing it up. So Iran, I told you, I'm doing war against you. I knew I'm coming for your water. I'm gonna blow all that shit up. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
To get around, power only by torchlight. This, the state of Cuba, desperately running out of oil supplies because it's reliant on Venezuela for fuel, and the US blocking imports of oil from there threatens to grind this island to a halt. The problem is everywhere to be seen in Havana, and this now a threat to public health. No fuel to power the rubbish trucks. Now it's serious, critical, very critical. It's prone to causing diseases which are caused by garbage. Please do something.
And we don't have no place to put the doo-doo right by bodies because we got no powder and doo-doo be in the streets.
Crazy.
Something about this. And no fuel for homes, schools, hospitals, causing blackouts for much of the day. Cuba's iconic 1950s cars replaced by these electric bikes, the only way to get around in a country being choked off from its supplies. Life in Cuba has become almost unrecognizable for the Caribbean island, which usually attracts millions of tourists a year.
I used to be a driver. I used to drive an El Medron, and I worked every day, but because of the gasoline and oil situation, we've had to take this alternative, find a tricycle to keep moving the population. There's no other way.
Cuba's communist ideology has put it at odds with the world's biggest superpower for years. It's now stuck between accepting White House demands or facing a crisis that could snowball into catastrophe for citizens.
Accepting the White House demands. Accepting. So what if I don't? Oh, that's what happens.
Then I'm breaking your back. That's what I'm doing. That's what happens.
See.
Trump says it needs to make a deal or face the consequences, seeing a potential chance for a Cuban government to fall.
Cuba is right now a failed nation, and they don't even have jet fuel to get for airplanes to take off. They're clogging up their runway. We're talking to Cuba right now. I have Marco Rubio talking to Cuba right now, and they should absolutely make it.
That means white people are allowed to come back in. That's the reason why they had a revolution. In 1950, they had a revolution because white people were racist there, had all the land, black people all fucked up and all enslaved. So yes, we're going back to that, where the white man rules openly and we do what the fuck we want to do there. While these niggas are going to be put back in their place to suffer and be oppressed like the rest of the world. We can never allow these niggas to live decent lives. They're supposed to be on the bottom. And Cuba overthrows white power. We're not going to allow it. Stand? That's what Iran's trying to do. We're not going to allow it. So Cuba will be crushed. And white men will come back and control it again. Go ahead, Joe.
A humanitarian threat.
South America is a region split at the moment. Traditional alliances bending under the pressure of US involvement. These were much needed supplies from Mexico being shipped in last week. But its government now halting shipments after the US threatened tariffs against countries that send supplies to Cuba. But not everyone there agrees with the Scheinbaum administration, with demos against what some Mexicans say is economic suffocation for Cubans. And Chile's far-right president-elect saying it won't be lending Cuba a hand either.
Crazy, man. They should be. The consequences need to be found very quickly. There needs to be justice upon people for what America does. Yeah, it has to be justice. America has to be held accountable for what it does.
Only power. You've already said it. Only through power do you get justice. Type this up in TikTok. Say Bahrain has been overthrown. The king of Bahrain has been overthrown. And that news that Joby show came from Qatar. Al Jazeera is part of Qatar. You'll be overthrown too.
So breaking news: Bahrain's king has fled Bahrain and ran away to Saudi Arabia, and now the people that took over the
Not
country
their
will
king that was created by the British. Saudi Arabia's king created by the British, not these fake kings that were created 100 years ago when they broke up the Ottoman Turk Empire. Not these kings, these fake, as Iran calls them, these fake family king dictatorships created by white people. Go ahead, Joe.
support Iran. They have literally overthrown the US and Israel regime, their bases, and all the above. Now, listen to this. I remember listening to an old man, a Pakistani man to be precise, and 10 years ago, he did say this would happen. He said that the king of Bahrain would flee and Iran would take over Bahrain. And the simple reason for this is it's the connection that Bahrain has with all the other Gulfs. One can actually travel through to all of them to get to Mecca and etc. Now, let me make you understand this. Where does the Mehdi's army come from and where do they go?
ما تعرضت له بلاد. بسم الله الرحمن.
Finally, the regime change is happening in Bahrain.
I told you this gonna force regime changes on them, not on Iran. I said all you fake kingdoms that was imposed, just like the fake governors, president they got in Africa. All your fake kingdoms, because you don't have real militaries, America's not gonna be able to protect you. All your fake kingdoms are gonna fall. All these motherfuckers going to Dubai to get shit on, talk shit. Dubai's gonna fall. Abu Dhabi's gonna fall. You know, you're gonna fall because you're all fake kingdoms. You're fake. You're not real kings. You got people saying, "Oh, yeah, we have goofy Africans. Oh, the king of the Emiratis, of the Prince of Dubai. What? Prince of Dubai? You mean put in by the British? You mean these fake kings that were created after the Ottoman Empire? And Turkey, don't get it twisted. Turkey still wants all that fucking land back that was stolen by the whites, English, and the French. They don't even recognize these countries as countries. This is the dirty secret that you guys ain't been known for 100 years. Turkey doesn't believe Saudi Arabia is supposed to exist. They don't believe Israel's supposed to exist. All these lands were Ottoman Turk Empire lands. They don't believe Abu Dhabi's supposed to exist. Dubai. Turkey doesn't believe none of this shit is supposed to exist because they tell you that they stole it from them. They don't believe none of these fucking Syria. Remember Syria? Another country. Syria was no fucking Syria. That was the Ottoman Turk Empire. Was no fucking Saudi Arabia. Was no Dubai, Bahrain, Qatar. All Ottoman Turk shit. So you think the Turks ain't been thinking about this for 100 years? That all these fake countries that were created out of their lands, that eventually they're not going to work to overthrow these fake ass kings? Remember, this is all Turk land. All these fake countries. Same way in Africa, all these fake Uganda, Kenya, all these fake countries made up by white people. They're fake. So eventually they were going to fall because they're fake. These countries were created by the British. There's no fucking Saudi Arabia, no goddamn 100 years ago. Was no Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Bahrain 100 years ago. It didn't exist. That was the Ottoman Turk Empire. That was part of Turkey. And so now Iran just said, yeah, you want a regime change? Okay, we're going to give you real regime change because all these fake countries that you created, we're going to overthrow them. They're fake. But go ahead, Joe.
Has run away from the country, left the
Yep.
country abandoned. Right now, public is on the street. Public is controlling the country.
Right, the public
American
overthrew
base
them.
in Bahrain has
Bahrain had a military, but like the people, when the people say they had enough, there's no military that can stop the people because the people are the majority. It's the people that overthrew his ass and his goofy family. His family sent by the British 90 years ago, this fake family. They overthrew their ass. And that's what's going to happen in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, all you fake Emiratis who's fucking up Africa. You're going to be overthrown because you're not real kings. The British put your ass in and kept you in there. Your people are going to overthrow you. They know their own history. It's how the fuck these motherfuckers become kings of us. But go ahead, Chip.
An entire American base in Bahrain has been demolished.
Exactly. Remember all these bases. Remember all these bases that were put there by the Americans was to keep their puppets in power. That's why they put these bases all over because like Africa, all these bases they want to put in Africa. That keeps their puppets in power. Those bases are against the people. They're not to protect the country from outside, but that's to keep the puppets installed there. That's the puppets' protection. So as the base fell, and like I said, once these bases start falling around Dubai, Abu Dhabi, their people are going to uprise finally and say, oh, the Americans are gone. There's no one to protect these corrupt bastards. Let's get them out. Let's get their ass out of here. And Iran gave you a notice, Saudi. They said you're a fake country. Shout out to Iran, tell them the truth. They said you're a fake country. See, Iran is real. They said you're a fake country. And we want you to join this war. We're going to overthrow you. You're a fake country. Exactly. Created by the British. We're going to overthrow you. Go ahead, Joby.
Bahrain has been freed from oppression by local people. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up with that. Literally, we're gonna continue with more popping conversations about the America and Israel. That is them bombing the Iranian oil reserve, if I'm not wrong. Literally, oil
They
depots.
bombed. Iran wasn't bombing the country, so they bombed Iran's oil because of the money, and Iran bombed their oil, bombed all that shit. So Israel will be getting their oil floated in from America because we're a puppet state of these people. So Iran blew up their oil fields. They'll blow all that shit up. Blow all of it up.
But yes, much love. Shout out to Byron Scott, Jiba Jabba. Thank you for tuning in. Jiba says thousands of men can be employed digging drainage infrastructure, boosting the economy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Jiba Jabba. I'm taking on 1,000 men can build drainage in the next year, but they won't do it. It's like, but what's wrong with these African fucking leaders? You're going to put 1,000 men to build drainage, so next year you have runoff reservoirs. Shit is crazy. Like people retarded.
Jabba says the KDF will be protecting white shops from being looted. I know that's right. Not helping the people who are drowning. And also says toughest decision is choosing steak or lobster for lunch. I know that's right. In America, West Virginia is a poor state, but they have some of the best roads in the country. It can be done, And
They
I also
do.
say,
Because I had Joby Show. Remember, we had Joby Show West Virginia. West Virginia is poor as shit. I would never say, but they do got some of the best roads in the country. The roads are good as hell, but they're impoverished like a mug. You couldn't pay me living in West Virginia, Jack, but you probably get cheap ass land up there. But I'm good. You keep that land.
Also says on Cuba and Mexico, the U.S. can control the Western Hemisphere, and that's the plan. And also says, have a good afternoon. I'm off. Santis, and also you too. And thank you for the compliment. But yes, thank you so much, family, for those who are tuning in right now. Kindly catch this on a replay and have yourselves a beautiful rest part of your morning. But we're coming back in 30 minutes, literally, with the Rhythm Scoop Show. So catch up with us as we vent more about this, because I'm not done with Sakaja. I still want that guy to be impeached, gone. Let him go back to the village where he came from, where he belongs. We don't want you here. You ain't no city boy because you're not doing city boy shit. So have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful rest part of your afternoon, morning, whatever the time is on your end, and see you guys later. Peace, and I'm out.